Tell us a little bit about this young girl from the PSJ High School class of 2007. Her name was Yamira, right?
That's correct, Rock. And if there was anything criminal about the case, it's what the school district tried to do to her and her family.
Wow.
Because you had someone, just a absolute stand-up family, hard-working migrant farm workers, Rock.
Okay.
This family would travel, out of the state of Texas to go and work and put food on our table every year. And this young lady managed to keep the highest grade point average in her entire high school class.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, just a beautiful story, from South far. Just a wonderful family. The family came to me as a result of, I used to teach in the school district there at PSJ, and I made some good friends there that I used to teach with. And, word got around that, I had gone to law school. I'd just been a lawyer for about, it'd been maybe 2 years when I got the call from the Ramos family. And I met with them, I talked to them, and I listened to them, and I heard what was happening to this young woman. And I said, I don't care what I have to do or how we have to do it, but I'm going to help this family. Mm-hmm. And we're able to help them through the process. This is someone who was about to graduate, and the kids in the class had all been notified in writing and also through announcements that whatever courses they were taking outside of the school, because, it gets very competitive in the high school area, as you know.
Yeah, it sure does.
These kids are able to take concurrent enrollment classes, and these concurrent enrollment classes will count towards their grade point evaluation that they get every year. Kids are keeping track of, who's in the top 10%. And then also at the very, very top, or the top tier, meaning the top, 1-2 kids, there's, as it relates to not only a scholarship availability, but there can only be one number one. There's only one valedictorian. There's only one that's able to get, all the bells and whistles that go along with that. That means, free tuition through their college career, and everything else that goes along with it. And so these kids are told they cannot take any concurrent enrollment classes after a certain cutoff date. And so in effect, these kids are all running a race. They all understand that the finish line is at this point. Other than the courses that you're taking on campus, there's not going to be other numbers that you can use to calculate towards your graduation GPA. Uh-huh. Well, there was a select few children who were behind Yanira that were given the opportunity somehow to continue taking classes that would count towards their GPA. And so you gave special treatment to some kids that other kids did not receive. And then those kids show up and say, hey, now you get to count my classes that I took in these many semesters at STC towards my grade point average, when everyone else thought the race had ended. And so we had to file a lawsuit. We filed it. We sued the school district. We subpoenaed the administrators that had to come into court to testify under oath. And the judge agreed with our position and found for Yanira. And she was able to keep her number one status.
Well, that is awesome. And, of course, with that number one status, she was able to get all the bells and whistles, right?
That's correct. She attended the university here in Edinburgh and graduated from UTRGV and is now a contributing member of our society. I think she even has a master's degree now. Last I heard from her family, she's doing very, very well.
It's a beautiful success story, man, and that's leaving your legacy in people there, Carlos. That is amazing, man. I commend you for that.
You're talking about a very, very poor family that was not able to afford to go out and hire, a hotshot law firm to represent them. This is one of those cases that we took on as a pro bono case, like others that I've talked to you before. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I think school districts or other individuals in positions of authority or of power don't expect, some people, they feel like, well, they're not going to hire someone or they're not going to have the means to do it. And it's those types of situations that I really enjoy doing because you kind of catch people on their heels. And when you catch them on their heels, that's when they're most vulnerable.